today. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Now, the good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Automatic first down.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire.
The pass.
A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, but they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
14 yards in a Chicago 1st down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd and 11. And he's got his man on the out route. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
It's a gain of
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Out of the gun now on third down. And Robinson with a big catch. And the Bears are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal.
Partner's been my experience that after 2 stops like that near the goal line, defenses only become bolder. They don't back off at all. I think they continue to bring pressure and force them to make a really big play against them.
And the incompletion, then the run for no gain. Let's see now. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Another big play as they get 28 out of that one. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Number 81. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 18-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Escapes the sack. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll roll him out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd down.
Now Edwards-Helaire. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
At the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's complete to Mooney. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Edwards-Helaire, the ball carrier.
Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Boy, and nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
17-yard line.
Will be caught by Mooney. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11th. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw again. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the the 15-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And his kick here is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
7, Bears 6.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend of the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
56 from Mark, 56. Check 56.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Ball start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They'll look to throw here. Flushed out right. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the score line. 13-10, the final score. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were...
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Stand 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Back to throw now on first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it a second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really...
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That goes for a gain of 31.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval as a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And that'll bring up second down.
It's second down and 10.
59 mark, 59 mark, check, 59. Target.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Roughing the passer, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. 3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on second and goal here. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even
for
know
them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
They'll look to throw. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now this will make it into the end zone, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Sliding out of the pocket. This one brought in by Jefferson. And some room to work. And all the way down to the 9. A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run with Cook. And the Vikings are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
So it'll be 2nd and goal when we return. We've played 3 quarters. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and goal, here's the option. They get this out left. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make. Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And yet again, he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The defense did their job. 4th quarter, big stand.
No doubt about it, because the offense has been yelling at him from the sideline. Just do us a favor. Get us the ball back. Give us one more chance to take it downfield. The defense just did them a solid, it appears.
And when they get the ball back, they can kind of play free tie game. They're not behind. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. They start the drive with Cook. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He got 29 yards that time. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They run. Cook. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
They run again on 1st down. Cook.
The handoff.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 30. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
The offensive line, they're getting it done.
And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Tackled at the 25.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And some room to roam now. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Tariq Cohen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25-yard line. So now the Bears down 21-14. At time, a huge factor. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on first down. He'll look to throw. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Not a position where...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Again, it's Cook. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
He was brought down.
4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. And there was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now up to 14.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. So the focus now shifts to the Bears, trailing in this one now. A little over 40 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now a desperation throw. And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.